Hello, this is Binny here. Today this video will be on Gold, everything you need to know about the Gold ETF, exchange traded funds that's listed in Singapore Exchange. Now recently, just around March, we've seen SGX having the second exchange traded funds on Gold. I'll be making comparisons, the differences and similarities, and things to take note of if you should want to invest in Gold ETF. And second part would be an updated price movement on Gold. Let's get started. Lion Global Singapore just launched physical gold ETF. This means that investors will have more choices right now. We talk about why gold and why ETF. Number one, gold doesn't give dividends, doesn't have yield, but we know that it is an instrument that since my grandmother times has been buying. They buy it to fight inflation and as well as potential appreciation. Of course, that if you compare like physical gold, it's nice to look at it, hold it, and maybe bite it, but then there is real issue with storage. A lot of time people ask me, where do I store my gold? And of course that is easy to buy a gold ETF because you can just buy it like shares. You just need to have a stock buying account, and with that you can use to buy ETF. Now we take a look at the two ETF that you can buy on SGX. One would be SPDR gold shares, the other one is a new launch, which is the Lion Global SG physical gold ETF. Now the ticker number is different. It's 087 for the US denominated ETF, GSD for SGD denominated for SPDR, and then the Lion Global also have two. One is the GLS, the other one is the GLU. To talk about the differences, I think that one would be when it was launched. First, we have the SPDR that was launched since 2026. The other one is like 20 years later, which is actually this year, 2026. There are two gold ETFs that one can buy on SGX. One would be the incumbent, that's the SPDR Gold ETF. The other one is, I call it the Challenger, which is the newly launched. That's the Lion Global Physical Gold ETF. If you take a look at the spec sheets as a comparison, both are having the USD and SGD denominated, which means that you do not need to change to USD. You can buy the ETF in SGD. And of course, the one very important thing is the total expense ratio. The Lion Global is slightly lesser at 0.39%. Okay, and the next thing, cost the minimum shares. For one share for the SPDR, and one share is the current price, which is about USD 438 at the recent NAV. But for the Lion Global, the issue price is at USD $5, and right now it's trading about $6 plus. In terms of affordability, then the Lion Global will be more affordable if you would, for example, to buy just one share. Both are SRS eligible, but the SPDR Singapore denominated will be CPF OA eligible. However, this is not the case of Lion Global. Now, of course, as I mentioned, the fees are quite close. They are comparable. And then in terms of location of the vault, right, then the Lion Global will be vaulted in Singapore. The SPDR will be in London, New York, and Zurich. And of course, if you take a look at the investment, then if one is to invest using CPF OA, all right, then under the gold limit, then you are able to use the CPF OA for the SPDR gold shares. Okay, just to give a little bit of important summary, and I think that this is important. One is that when you buy gold, there's no dividend. Okay, you buy it purely as a hedge, and at the same time, you buy it because you think that it might appreciate. So don't expect income. Number two is that we've seen quite a wild swing recently in gold prices. For example, just the start of the year, gold went up to about 5,000 plus and then swing down to 4,000 plus in a matter of less than 2 weeks. So hence, it's very important to note about the wild swing in gold. FX risk is also real. It doesn't mean that when you buy the SGD counter, you remove the FX risk. That means that they do a conversion of the SGD to USD even when you were to buy SGD counter. So hence, you need to take note about the USD versus SGD FX risk. And of course, right, because of the liquidity, sometimes the spread can open up as well. One thing to point out, because the SPDR Gold ETF is the US domicile, that means, okay, you still be subjected to the US estate duty. Okay, now this means that, let's say on passing, then yes, there will be a US tax that can be placed on your account. And of course, then the track record matters. One is a newbie that just listed, which is Lion Global Gold ETF, and the other one has about 20 years of history. So all in all, it's very difficult to say which one will fit you best. But for example, if you are using your CPF OA, then you do want to consider the 087. If you are looking at, for example, investing with just one share and you don't mind to pay USD 438, then that SPDR. And of course, if you are looking at a smaller account to buy in smaller amount, then the Lion Global would be more suitable. And of course, if you prefer your gold to be physically vaulted in Singapore, fully insured, then that will be Lion Global. That's almost all for what I want to discuss in gold. The bottom line is that you need to know that gold ETF is something that's suitable for you, and then gold as part of your portfolio is something that you are looking for. So let's move to the next part, which would be a quick summary on the price movement of gold. This is a chart on gold. Look at the price movement from 2024 until now, and I've inserted two periods of moving average. One is the one in lighter green. This will be the moving average that's from 20 to 55, and the other set of moving average is a slightly longer mid-term moving averages, and that would be the 133 and 155. The idea is that I wanted to know, the speed of acceleration in gold, meaning that I wanted to know whether gold is moving at a speed that is fast, like maybe moving at 100 km per hour, versus one that's more on the gentle speed. Few things we can conclude from the chart here. Number one is that the trend of gold is still up based on the moving averages. Okay. Number two is that starting around the 2024 period, gold has been very much respecting the light green moving averages, meaning the shorter term moving averages. It means that every time that gold moved down, retrace and correct, it hit that short-term moving averages and rebound. That suggested the momentum was quite high, because then it's like fitting the average price for the past 30 to 50 days. You can see that recent price movement, especially at this part here where gold had a steep correction, and then even at this part here and this part here, it shows that gold is right now into the mid-term moving averages. Okay, so that would be the 133 to 155 days moving average. So this suggests that gold is right now going through a more extended correction, because it is no longer having that stronger momentum. It's no longer fitting the average price for the past 30 to 50 days, but in fact it's right now moving and having a more deeper correction where prices of the longer time period are supporting gold. In other words, we are no longer expecting that strong momentum coming in from gold. That means based on the moving averages, the momentum of gold, which is the speed of its moving up, it's actually declining. Okay, overall the trend is still up, because we can see price are still very much supported by moving averages, but it's just that in terms of price movement, probably we can't expect what we've seen in 2024 and 2025, that fast and furious movement in gold. In fact, that it is coming to a cross point right now where it is being supported by moving averages and then being resisted by another set of moving averages. So the question is whether gold will continue to move down or to move up. Depends on very much whether it can close above the set of moving averages. We've seen that the light green moving averages has been resisting gold at this moment. Is gold right now at a support? I think so. At least that it has been pausing at this level, which is around 4,300 level for quite some time. 4,300 level was a resistance followed by a support, and we've seen support here and go again supporting at this place about 4,300. So same thing, right? We have there is a need for gold to move higher to show the upward momentum, or if it doesn't move higher and move down, that means that the support will be broken. I hope they like the video on gold, especially the part where I look at the analysis in gold. I think that gold is interesting at this moment because it's at the crossroad. Whether it goes up or down, I think that's we have to look at what happened later on. And do let me know if you need an update in Gold. Anytime, you can just send me a message in Telegram. This is the place that you can follow me in Telegram. And as well as, do remember to click the subscribe to YouTube. Thank you, and I see you in my next video.